Where can wisdom be found? So have you ever been in conversation with a friend and maybe they're asking you about, or you're talking to them about a movie, and they ask you a question about the main character of the movie. Say, for example, Back to the Future. Like yesterday was the day in which they came back to the future of October 21st. But they ask you, who's the main character? And you're pondering and you're thinking and you know it. It's on the tip of your tongue, but yet you just can't say the name. You can't recall the memory. So what do? Maybe you're sitting in class and you're listening to a professor and they're teaching, and you hear one of those high, lofty theological words. You have no idea what it means, like epistemology or soteriology, and you're like, what? What is the first thing you do? You Google it. You go to Google, you type it in. It seems like Google just knows the answer. Somehow or another, you find the answer, all is well. We have that impulse to kind of want that immediate justification to be able to find the answer right away. So the idea is we're always kind of searching, and we're searching for questions and for answers. Well, we know that even with Google, we can't answer all of the world's questions, even though it seems to have a lot of answers. But I would argue that Google itself doesn't actually have any wisdom. While it has knowledge, it has answers to questions, there's no wisdom. See, wisdom is actually applying that knowledge, making that knowledge real in a hands-on way. See, today we're going to talk about a man who was upright and righteous before God, a man who seemingly, just like us having the conversation with our friend, was searching for answers. See, he lost everything. He lost his family, he lost his flock, he lost his sheep, he lost his house, and some would even say hope or just knowing anything. He was searching. That man was Job, and he, in fact, was searching for wisdom. So that's where brings us to our text today, which is Job 28, 22 through 28. See, Job was searching for answers. Specifically, Job was searching for wisdom. We start in verse 20, where it says, Where then does wisdom come from? And where is the place of understanding? Is it hidden from the eyes of all the living and concealed from the birds of the air? Abandoned or destruction or Sheol can be said, and death say, we have heard a rumor of it with our ears. But yet they don't know. God understands the way to it, and He knows its place. For He looks to the ends of the earth and sees everything under the heavens. When He gave to the wind its weight and apportioned out the waters by measure, when He made a decree for the rain and a way for the thunderbolt, then He saw it and declared it. He established it and searched it out. And He said to humankind, truly, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. See here, Job, he's lost everything. He's searching for wisdom. And he describes at the beginning of chapter 8 others who are searching for wisdom, the people of this earth who search for wisdom. He says that these people scour the earth for wisdom. They dig down deep into the earth to find it. They search for gold, for silver, for those precious rocks that we would consider valuable. Sapphire, diamond. They search for it like a rock, but yet they don't find it. Even it says that The deepest places of the earth do not know of it. Even the deep of the sea does not know of it. So there's people in this world, just as people who search on Google are looking for answers and specifically looking for wisdom. People that scour the earth for such wisdom. I actually help out with some high school students on Wednesday nights, and I know from a fact that they also look for wisdom. Sometimes in funny ways, but they look for wisdom. I have students who approach me, and as I help with the 11th grade boys, they are surely interested in women or girls. And they come to me. One of my students comes to me and asks me, Trey, I've really messed up with my girlfriend. What do? I need some wisdom. I have another student who comes to me and says, Trey, I really like this girl. What should I say to her? I need some wisdom. Sometimes we have students who come to us and say, Trey, I'm dealing with depression. I need some wisdom. Trey, my parents got divorced. I need some wisdom. Even for us, as we come to seminary and have gained this knowledge, we look for a place to apply that knowledge, not just let it be knowledge about God, but rather an application of that knowledge, which is wisdom. So as these people of the earth, as we search for wisdom, we surely try and find it in many ways, whether it's searching for Google or searching for these precious stones as Job did, or the people that Job describes. Even Job himself was searching for wisdom in the context where he's suffering and in need of rescuing. See, he actually gives us a clue to where wisdom can be found. He says in verse 23, God understands the way to it, and he knows its place. See, trusting in God can lead to wisdom, because God understands the way to it. He knows its place. And this God that Job describes seems to be a God of creation. God even describes wisdom as something that is created, just as the God of Genesis 1 is creator. God created it. God knows its measure. God knows the place where it can be found. See, he even says in verse 27, then he saw it and declared it. He established it and searched it out. See, our God declares, establishes, and searches out. Our God does that not only with wisdom, but for us. He has declared us righteous. He has established us in his kingdom, and he has searched us out. See, this idea to know or to be known, as God is even searched for wisdom, he searches for us as we search for him. I had the privilege of, for another class, doing 2 interviews with 2 non-Christians. And this is for an evangelism class of mine. And I got to talk to these people and just hear their story. The purpose of the assignment was to hear the spiritual journey of those who weren't Christians. And as I was getting to talk to them, I got to know who they were and hear their spiritual journey. And some common themes that I got from talking to them was the idea to be known. Well, explicitly they didn't say that they wanted to be known by a God, but everything in their life pointed to the fact that they wanted to be loved and to be known. They wanted to feel the comfort of an embrace and to know that they are loved. Just as God searched for wisdom, God searches for us. Just as God declares that we are righteous, God declares that wisdom is indeed righteous. So where can wisdom be found? Where is this place in which we find wisdom? See, Job actually gives us an answer to this because God declares it. See, this God of creation, he makes something out of nothing. He can transform and use the broken and the misused. See, God goes into talking about this, and he says in verse 28, this is where wisdom is found. Truly, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. See, the concept of fearing the Lord is kind of strange. Growing up, I never understood what it meant to fear the Lord. If God is a God of love, then why should we be afraid of him? Growing up and hearing these stories of fearing the Lord kind of made me wonder what exactly is the idea of fearing the Lord. See, I think it is in a reverence towards God, but it's more than that, and I'll explain here in a second. But it says, truly, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. See, wisdom isn't actually found in a place at all. It's not found on Google. It's not found by asking questions. But rather, wisdom is found in an action. Wisdom is found in fearing the Lord. See, wisdom isn't found in a place. It's found in an action, which is to fear the Lord. See, fearing the Lord is not only just allowing ourselves to position ourselves in a posture of praise. Fearing the Lord is a way of living. It's the way we conduct ourselves. It's the way we live. It's the way we act. It's the way we think. It's the way we treat others. Fearing the Lord isn't just of reverence towards God. It's more than that. It's the way we conduct our lives. See, as we fear the Lord, we gain wisdom. But we have to do so in a manner that is humble. Not in a conquest to find wisdom, but rather a conquest to find God. To be able to search God out and know him. In doing so, we are known. And in doing so, we find wisdom. See, when we start searching for wisdom, we just end up in a rabbit trail. But when we search for God, that is when we find wisdom. See, wisdom isn't found in a place at all. Wisdom is found in an action. It's the way we live. It's to fear God. And the idea of that is very interesting because I believe that God isn't just a God who sits back and watches on the sidelines. Our God is active. Our God is moving. Just as our God is active, he calls us to be active, to be in a posture of praise and worship, which is to fear the Lord. See, Job actually gives us a way to live this out. He continues after he says, truly the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, he says, and to depart from evil, that is understanding. See, as we fear the Lord, he calls us to even more, which is to depart from evil or to shun evil. Well, we all know it almost seems impossible to flee from evil in a world that we live in that seems to be surrounded by it. Even when we find evil in ourselves, in our thoughts and our actions, how do we depart from evil? From the injustice that is part of this world? I think it starts with who we are. I think it starts with our thoughts. The way, in fact, that we do fear the Lord. The way that we position ourselves in a posture of praise. The way we move towards God. The way we seek after God. The words we say. The actions we make. See, we are the embodiment of Christ. And we have the Holy Spirit within us who helps us do this. Because on our own, we seem powerless and helpless and hopeless, just maybe as my high school students do when they're trying to talk to their beloved crush. And the butterflies are all in the stomach. We too seem to have this fear of messing up because we know that evil is all around us. But our God is bigger than that. See, when we fear God, then we have no reason to fear the world. But so God calls us not only to fear him, but to depart from evil, for that is understanding. So that is in fact the way that we should conduct our lives, conduct the way that we live. So the God who creates, the God who transforms, the God who uses us, in him is found wisdom. Because it says, God understands the way to it, and he knows its place. So we have no reason to fear at all, because we know where wisdom is. See, as we go out, we know that people are searching for wisdom. Whether it be the people trying to look up the random facts on Google. Maybe it's you're sitting in class and you just decide to Google something. Maybe it is someone Googling something important. Maybe it is you just talking to a friend and trying to figure out that random fact. But the fact is that people are searching for wisdom. People are scouring the earth, digging down deep into the rock to find something precious and valuable. But it's not found in the earth. It's not found in material possessions. Even death has only heard rumors of it. But our God knows the place to it. For he is the God of creation. So, where is wisdom to be found? Wisdom isn't to be found in a place at all. Rather, wisdom is found in an action. And that action is to fear the Lord. Thank you.
Thanks,